Thank you for tuning in to tonight's game. Your game is coming up next. But here's some information from the Indiana High School Athletic Association.
6 easy ways to become an MVP. And by MVP, we mean most valuable parent. Like all of us, the parents of high school athletes tend to protect their children from adversity, or they overly involve themselves by advocating for their success. But when they do, they're negating the value of participating in high school sports. Among other lessons, high school sports teach teenagers to take nothing for granted, how to overcome obstacles, and that an extraordinary commitment of time and effort is required in order to reach goals and experience achievement. High school sports also encourage independence and self-sufficiency, attributes that are needed to be successful in life. It's natural for parents to love their children, and it's important to support them in as many ways as possible. With this in mind, here are 6 easy ways that you can be the MVP of your child's high school team. Number 1, attend your children's games as often as possible. Nothing demonstrates interest and involvement more than being there. And be sure to invite Grandma and Grandpa to come along with you. Number 2, cheer for all the kids on the team, not just your own. Here's a test for you. Do you know all the players on your child's team? Could you say hello to them by their first name? Embracing the entire team is a great way to show that your interest is sincere. Number 3, be a resource for your child's team. Does a teammate need help with transportation? Is the team trying to raise money for new uniforms? Is someone needed to organize a pizza party before the tournament starts? Maybe you can help. Number 4, try not to criticize the coach or the officials in front of your child. Hey, you're human, and there may be times when you need to vent, but be careful when and to whom you do it. Criticizing the coaching staff undermines its credibility and tends to put your child in the middle. And games are seldom won or lost because of an official's call. Remember, coaches and officials are objective. Most parents are not. Empower your child to talk with the coach about concerns. Everybody wants more playing time, and understandably so. But encourage your children to have that conversation with their coaches instead of you doing it for them. Giving teenagers the confidence and conviction to speak up for themselves is one of the greatest benefits of participating in high school sports. Number 6, focus on the life lessons your children are learning, not on win-loss records or how many points they're scoring. According to the NC2A, only about 2% of all high school athletes win a sports scholarship, and the average value of it is less than $11,000. But every child will benefit from the lessons they've learned as a result of participating in high school sports for the rest of their lives. It's difficult being the parent of a high school athlete. There's far more emotion and social pressure involved than is ideal. But if you follow these 6 pointers, not only will your children love and respect you, but so will their teammates and coaches. And you might even be named MVP. Thank you for your support of high school athletics in Indiana. Stay tuned now. The Indiana SRN game is next. Indiana SRN, where you're always in the game.
It's a hot, muggy night and a Tuesday night throughout Indianapolis and central Indiana, but the good news is you don't have to be outside in the state of Indiana to play some high school volleyball. Welcome in, everybody, to Indiana SRN's coverage of high school volleyball between the Heritage Christian Eagles, the top team in the state, and the Indianapolis Scecina Crusaders. With my broadcast partner, Keith Myers, I'm Kurt Darling, and we are not on site at tonight's game. We are actually hunkered down here at the Indiana SRN studios, working remotely tonight, and because of the pandemic, we are keeping ourselves socially distanced and staying as safe as possible. And, of course, everybody at the game on site as well doing the best they can to do just that. Keith, we have a pretty good game here tonight between these two foes, and so far, Heritage Christian, they're coming in on a hot streak, 5-0 to start the season.
Yeah, and the way they've won some games, the Mount Vernon game the other night, down 2-0 late in game number 3, was behind, rally and win that game 3-2. Which is important, and then went to Covenant Christian this weekend and took care of business, and I mean took care of business in quick form, winning 2-0, 2-0, 2-0, and got out of there winning the second year in a row for the Covenant Christian Invitational. Really important. And this is an important game because this is for Circle City Alliance seeding purposes. Everybody in the city plays each other once, and then they seat the city tournament based on wins, losses. So very important game for Heritage Christian. I'm sure they would have loved to have this at their home field because Scecina is hard to beat at Scecina Memorial, but we'll see what happens tonight. This game should go the way it's scripted. Scecina, Heritage Christian should win this game.
And it's funny you mentioned how the game is on the road here tonight. It's their first true road game of the season, or actually, no, they had the Mount Vernon game there. They were able to get there, but their second true road game of the season. And last season, the road was actually not very friendly to Heritage Christian. They were a 10-0 at home last year, 16-1 on neutral courts, and they were 4-3 on the road. So 3 of their 4 losses last season came on the road. Yeah,
and you look at that, and now you have a seeding-laden team. You should know how to win on the road because to get to the state finals, you're going to have to play in some neutral sites and home advantage, especially in sectional play, because you're not going to play the sectional at your place. You may be able to play the regional, but you got to win games on the road, and good teams find a way to do that. You look at their number 1 ranking; they had 133 first-place votes. That's incredible in the state of Indiana.
Well, you typically see that for the defending 2A state champions in the Heritage Christian Eagles. On the other side of the net, though, you have the Crusaders of Indianapolis Scecina under the tutelage of Kevin Griffin in his 5th year under the helm at the helm of the Crusaders with a record of 67-55. This is a team that had a decent year last year. They won 20 games, but still, nonetheless, it's a pretty stout team here with plenty of seniors and experience.
Won a sectional championship. Kevin did won a sectional championship. Also was involved way before he was the head coach. So Kevin's been around a long time. Winning that sectional last year really got energized him. He was looking for a really, really good year, and I think there will be a good year. This is a team, Scecina is a team that upset a very good, strong New Powell team. First game of the year, threw New Powell off, beat them 3-0, and that's incredible when you could go to New Palestine and knock off a really good opponent 3-0. Since then, had a little bit of up and down. Greenfield's ranked in 4A. They lost that one. So it should be a very interesting contest. Kevin will have these kids ready to play tonight.
You have 6 seniors on this Crusaders team, but also 4 sophomores, 2 of which were actually pretty big standouts as freshmen. You had Abby McCoy, who was the leader in kills on the team last year as a freshman. She had 352 kills on the whole season. Her career high was versus Ritter as well. So even though there's a lot of experience on this Crusaders team, they're able to get it a lot done with youth as well.
The McCoy kid is a very good kid. She's like a slide box, if you will, knows where to hit the ball, and it does an outstanding job and very much aware of what's going on.
And then you have Heritage Christian led by the 1-2 tandem of Raven Colvin and Elizabeth Phillips. So far, they've combined for nearly 100 kills between them through 5 games.
Yeah, but the story tonight, the Hickey girls are not here. They had a family funeral. Both the girls are not going to be there. So the Libro tonight is a new girl they threw in. Ledbetter's going to be able to Gracie should follow through and see what happens with Gracie at the helm of the libero.
And, of course, Gracie Ledbetter, she's better known for her strength in service as well as defense. Last season, she had actually led the team with 50 aces off of the serve. She already has 4 this year off of 32 attempted serves so far. So even though you're going to be seeing some shifting around a little bit at the positions with Gracie Ledbetter in at the libero, she still should be able to bring a lot of good talent and experience to that position.
Coach K has not had a really easy transition this year. I don't think any team has. So how do you deal with adversity? And fortunately for Heritage Christian, they have some seasoned kids who have played up to sophomore year in a varsity level. That's why I think they're 5-0, 6-0, and we'll see how they respond tonight in a hostile situation. Because again, I coached here at Scecina High School. It's a tough place to coach. It's a great court, and it's going to be a fun game. And sit back and relax, get you some popcorn, and get you a Coca-Cola, and enjoy some volleyball tonight.
And you mentioned Coach K. Kyla Thomas in her second year, just her second year at Heritage Christian, and she's already got a state title under her belt, a record of 35-4 so far at this school. But she brings in a pretty hot resume coming into this school, just only in her second year.
Yeah, you know, Michelle York was at Heritage Christian for a long, long time. A great lady, went to Limpskin and down in Tennessee, and she picked Kylie before she left. She hired Kylie, made sure she was the one that she wanted to keep this program in good hands. And you know, Michelle, the cool thing, winning a state championship last year, Michelle got to wear a state championship trophy as well. I think that's class, and that's the people we're talking about with the Heritage Christian. They do things right, so it's pretty cool.
And you just talk about how this team has been able to reload from last year, as well as they have a whole bunch of seniors coming back from their junior seasons last year. It'll definitely be an interesting game. We'll take a quick timeout. When we come back, we'll meet the starters and get going with Game 1 of tonight's contest between the Crusaders and the Eagles. You're watching Heritage Volleyball on Indiana SRN.
In today's fast-moving business world, effectively marketing your company takes hard work, creativity, and the right team. With over 40 years of experience, PIP has been enabling companies large and small to find success in achieving their business objectives. We understand the challenges our clients face. That's why we have a variety of print solutions suited to fit your every need. Whatever your printing request may be, from a quick turnaround on a company brochure for an upcoming trade show, a direct mail piece that needs to be designed, printed, and mailed, to complex marketing projects, PIP is sure to have the right print solution for you. Nothing grabs attention like a well-crafted sign. It can transform virtually any surface into an eye-catching experience, boosting your marketing appeal. From banners, posters, floor graphics, and window decals, to wayfinding and yard signs. We not only help with sign design and getting it installed, we also integrate them into your overall marketing strategy, designed to help you win. PIP also provides best-in-class integrated marketing solutions to help you make the most out of your next campaign. Our approach to marketing ensures that your strategy is seamlessly executed across all media, online and offline, so your business always looks its best. At PIP, we understand it takes a team to achieve business growth, and that's why we're here to help. Get to know PIP and let us make your world a better place.
The teams have been introduced, and we're getting set for high school volleyball action here at Scecina High School. And between the Heritage Christian Eagles and Scecina, the Crusaders, wearing their white home uniforms in their red lettering, as you can see. And then we pan over to the other side. You have the Heritage Christian Eagles in their blue road uniforms with white lettering. With my broadcast partner, Keith Myers, I'm Kurt Darling. Keith, we're ready to go.
Yeah, if you're new to the game of volleyball, if you see a different colored jersey, that is the libero. She can only play in the back row. She can serve, but she only can play in the back row. So you'll see her move in and out. For Heritage Christian, she's wearing white. For Scecina, it is red. They are Keela Lincoln and Gracie Ledbetter are our libero. Those are important people Kurt, when I coached this game, I needed to have a very good libero because she is almost the floor general, if you will, on the game.
Well, plus also they're the only player that can actually come in and out of the game at will, as opposed to
free substitution.
Exactly,
yep.
As opposed to having to do the technical substitution, which you will see throughout the game, where the ref has to basically give their okay to the substitution before a player can enter the game. Game 1 getting underway just right now here as Ledbetter will start things off for the Eagles. And Scecina coming hot with the attack, and right there is the 1-2 tandem of Colvin getting the assisted block along with Phillips.
You know, again, they go right straight up. It's almost like a wall, and Colvin is just at 6'1". It's hard to hit around her.
Service from Ledbetter again, and once again comes the service in return, and it goes way out of bounds there on the return. There was Abby McCoy, the sophomore, and it is 2 early points here for Heritage Christian.
You know, Heritage Christian, what they really want to do is get you behind 6-7 points and then coast the rest of the way. Scecina just really needs to buckle down here and get this point.
An easy lob back on the return from Scecina, and right there on the big attack is Colvin. It doesn't go down, but it is on the return error, goes out of bounds, and again, another point to Heritage.
But the good thing is Scecina laid a hand on it, Kurt, and they got it over the net. It might have been out, but now you can say, okay, at least I can handle her hit.
Ledbetter with the 4th service of this possession for Heritage, and she gets the dig. Another setup, looking across court, a kill attempt there from Lowry. It does not go down, and Scecina able to keep the play alive. And once again, on the return this time is Kenzie Myers, and she just sends it, and it looks like it was just in bounds, and again, another point for the Eagles.
The line, if it hits the line, it's good in volleyball, just like if it hits the line in tennis, it's out. In volleyball, it's good. I hate that rule.
So the score 4-0 right now in favor of Heritage Christian, and there is going to be an ace going down in the books for Ledbetter.
Free souvenir to the fans as he throws it back. I would have just kept that ball. Went in the fan, baseball.
I don't think that's quite smiled upon in high school ranks there.
Gotcha.
Ledbetter with the serve. And setting it up right there in front is Scecina. They can't get it to go. Myers again with another big attack, and she can't get that to fall. Setting up Colvin, and she's blocked right at the net, but it still falls in favor of Heritage.
That's just the strength of Colvin. You know what I'm used to. Sorry.
And yeah, we're living in tough times right
yes,
now.
Sir.
So Colvin gets the point there for Heritage. It's 6-0. And there's a big attack on the return there from Cox of Scecina. And finally, Scecina able to catch a break as Heritage cannot get the return.
That's an unforced turnover, and that's the first one of the night for the Heritage Christian Eagles.
So now we'll see Molly Cox, the senior, with the service for the first time tonight for the Crusaders. On the return, Colvin with the big kill. And that is Colvin's first kill of the night officially. And that's now 2 kills so far for the whole team, with Myers getting the other. And so on the service now is going to be Snyder. And Colvin just sticks the hands right over the net and is able to block it back down for another quick point.
Watch for a timeout here if it gets 9 or 10-1.
And so Colvin has accounted now for about 4 of the 7 points for Heritage Christian right now here. And another big whistle. Looks like the ball went into the post in the net there, and that is going to be out of bounds.
See the antenna moving. It looks like it hit the antenna, maybe been a 4 hit as well, because I think that was their 4th hit.
And the service goes long for Snyder.
Second unforced turnover.
So 2 turnovers now, and the score, I believe, is 10-1 right now in favor of Heritage Christian. And so it'll be, rather that would be a point now for Scecina, so it should be 10-2 right now as Scecina has the service, and it's just tipped right back over again for Colvin. And so another big point makes it 11-2 now in favor of Heritage. And so on the service now Looks like it's going to be Maggie Ledbetter this time, the sister of Gracie Ledbetter. And on the dig right there is Ledbetter. And this time Phillips tries a big kill. She can't get that to go. And it's easily tipped back over by Scecina.
Oh, nice tip.
And a big sneak
Snyder.
over there by Snyder.
And they call a 10-foot.
They're going to call a net violation
Oh,
there.
no.
Looks like she got into the net a little bit, so that's going to be actually a point for Scecina, so a big break for the Crusaders. Still, you like the effort from Snyder. She only stands 5'9", is really able to get some high elevation
She
up
got
there.
up there, didn't she?
On the service now is going to be Ann Wellborn for the Crusaders. And there's Colvin right there. And that time it was dug in the backcourt by Wellborn. But the Crusaders unable to get the return. And so that's going to be a point now for Heritage, making it 12-3. It's going to be 11-3, excuse me. And so Colvin now with the serve. Another big thing she's good with. And an unorganized return there for Scecina. And that sets Heritage Christian right up for an attack. And that looks like Kendall Hickey that was right in there. And now we have a timeout called by Scecina. We'll take one with them. Don't go anywhere. 11-3 Heritage. You're watching Heritage Christian Volleyball, powered by Indiana SRN.
Life comes at you fast, so it's important to have some help along the way.
Ah, my favorite patient. Ah, my favorite patient.
When the dust settles, it doesn't always end as anticipated. Embrace the journey and care for the ones around you.
My favorite patient.
For everything else and every stage in between,
My favorite patient.
Methodist Sports Medicine is here for you.
If you missed the start of this game, don't worry. You just click the subscribe button on our YouTube channel at Indiana SRN. You can watch any game on the Indiana SRN channel on demand whenever you want to and however you want to. Just click that red button on the YouTube channel at Indiana SRN. 12-3 is the score right now, with Heritage Christian well in control of this contest right now. And they're going to be on the service here on the return as Raven Colvin continues her dominant streak. Finally, an organized return from the Crusaders, but unable to get a decent attack out of it. And then Phillips on the return for Heritage. And a big block in return from Lowry. And that time it goes just out of bounds. No, they're going to say it was just in bounds, and it's going to be a point for Scecina. And so that's going to make it 12-4 now in favor of Heritage Christian. And this time it'll be Abby McCoy, the sophomore, on the service. And there's a big attack and a big kill for Amaya Lowry, her first kill of the night, and that makes it a 13-4 ball game. And so now we'll see Lowry's first service of the night. Not someone you normally see serving the ball, but given the change in the lineup right now, you're going to have to call on players to do different things as the return goes into the net and down to the ground for another point for Heritage. 14-4 the score.
You make a good point, but you have all those seniors on your team. You expect them to just step up and do what you ask them to do.
And, of course, Lowry, she had a breakout game against Franklin Central, really coming in clutch with some big kills, really playing out of nowhere, does Lowry. And an easy return for Scecina there. Mallory Cox getting it back over the net, blocked back over. And Cox again trying, and it's dug in there by Ledbetter. And the attack coming down. Can't get there. This time a big attack by Scecina. Unable to make anything out of that one. And this is a really good rally, and this time Heritage is able to take advantage of it. Some decent defense played there by Scecina rather, but Heritage just proving how dominant they can be.
Elizabeth Phillips at 5'10", put that ball over where no one else could get it. Nice job, 15 for the Eagles.
And the big attack is blocked right at the net there by Lowry from Mallory Cox. And another point for Heritage. A 16-4 game here, and Heritage is well in control. And this seems to be how they play here, Keith. This is how they were at Franklin Central in their season opener. They came out and they just completely wiped the floor in Game 1.
In Game 1. In Game 2, they fell apart a little bit, but picked it back up and, went straight 3 sets.
And there's a point for Heritage Christian, 17-4 now.
In this situation, what you want to do if you're Scecina coaching staff, you just want to finish. You want to finish well, make that little rally if you can, but finish well.
On the service and a quick sneak over there by Scecina, but Colvin with another big and astronomic kill. Actually give that one to Elizabeth Phillips. Really showing how hard she can play, does Phillips. And so far this season has 42 kills. She's averaging 3 kills a set. And there's a big point there from Emily McDonald. Not normally one you see someone getting a kill from, but she has 3 kills off of 27 attacks this season for Scecina, and she has a big one there, making it an 18-5 ball game. Still a big deficit right now as the libero Lincoln will serve things up for the Crusaders. And there's a big block right at the net by both Corinda Adams as well as McDonald. And so here's Lincoln now. An easy dig by Ledbetter, trying to sneak it over there is Snyder, but he can't get it back over the net. So it's now a 18-6 ball game, and we have a little bit of a rally here for the Crusaders.
This is life. This is good.
Snyder on the assist, trying to sneak it over. And a block right at the net by Snyder again. And this time the return, probably should have let that go out of bounds. And another big point by Heritage.
Ledbetter didn't get the whole entire ball, got her fingertips on it, but did a nice job to misdirection that volleyball.
So here's Elizabeth Phillips' first time serving tonight. And trying to sneak it over a little bit there, but hitting it just a little awkwardly is Julia White for the Crusaders, and now making it the 20th point of this game for Heritage.
You can't make many mistakes now for Scecina. You're at that crucial point.
A big tip out there on the block. That's going to be a point for Scecina, as looks like Lily Snyder was able to just get a finger on that one and tip it out of bounds and keep it Crusader ball. So it's a 20-8 ball game. And now we're going to be seeing Bolenbacher, the freshman, Natalie Bolenbacher, getting some action here on the service. And slipping it just back over. And now we have a whistle. Looks like they're going to call a net violation on Heritage. It's going to give a point to the Crusaders.
Got the bottom of the net. Tough call.
Bolenbacher on the serve, and it's a hard, tough dig. That's going to be an ace in the book off of the dig error from Heritage. So Natalie Bolenbacher, the young freshman, showing her moxie here. There's a good service from the freshman again. And on the hard return is Myers.
Oh, good defense there.
And now Heritage will reset off the assist. Myers, another big block at the net by Allison Davis. Again, sneaking it back over are the Eagles. And the Crusaders are right there. An attack goes long by Mallory Cox. So 21 points now for Heritage Christian, and again, we'll see Ledbetter in the service.
Look at the communication with every single player on the floor for Heritage Christian, talking to each other. Oh, that's
and
tough.
On the block right at the net is Kenzie Myers. And Kenzie Myers, someone who's able to play the blocks when she can. She has 2 solo blocks so far this season, and off that, that's going to be 3, making it 5 so far this season. And you've really got a tall lineup there right now for Coach Thomas at the net. And there's the attack that goes long from Mallory Cox. So Heritage Christian coming up on game point. Hard serve from Ledbetter. We've got a serve, and it's going to be a double hit call on the Crusaders. And so now we have game point being served by Gracie Ledbetter. And Heritage Christian been in control from the very beginning of this one.
Good rotation.
And the Crusaders just going to let this one back over. And Colvin setting up for that hard patented kill. Instead, she has the easy floater, and that is going to be another one in the books for her. And game one goes to the Eagles. So that's the first game, and we'll have game two coming up next here. Don't go anywhere. More volleyball action coming up next on Heritage Christian TV, powered by Indiana SRN.
Your home and office make up a big part of your world. Sometimes trying to manage it all on your own can make you feel like you have the weight of the world on your shoulders. And when the weight of the world is on your shoulders, you need a strong back or two to come to your rescue and haul your stress away. You need the College Hunks. Whether it's time to clear some space for new memories, to reinvent the room around you, or to simply pack up and move into a fresh new beginning, you can count on the Hunks to bear your burden so you don't have to. Let us move you today.
Every day, Summers Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling keeps Hoosiers comfortable at home. When you see our bright orange trucks on the road or in your neighborhood, you know the Summers tradition of trust is alive and well. We deliver essential services where you need them, when you need them. We're trusted for quality service at fair prices. Plus, we do what it takes to keep you safe in a time like this. Just call Summers and enjoy the season at home in comfort.
Game two about to get underway here at Indianapolis Scecina High School with Keith Myers. I'm Kurt Darling. Glad you could join us here on Indiana SRN. And, of course, Heritage Christian taking control of that first game, showing why they're the top team in the state, and they're leading a pretty stout ranking class here in Class 4A, Keith.
Yeah, in 4A, let's look at the top five in all four classes. In 4A, number 1, Hamilton Southeastern, Newcastle 2, Yorktown 3, Providence number 4, Center Grove number 5. In 3A, Brownstown Central, Fort Wayne Dwenger, Silver Creek, Belmont, and Babuff. In 2A, Heritage Christian, the team you're seeing in blue tonight, Wapahani, Bar Reeve, Andrean, and Fairland. Fairland is a new upstart in 2A. And in 1A, Cowan, Trinity Lutheran, Lagodi, Lafayette Central Catholic, and Bloomfield. Here's the surprise to you. Fort Wayne Blackhawk, who has made a consistent rerun in the state tournament, finds herself for the first time in 10th in the top 10, and I've never seen them that low before, so I'm sure they'll make some noise. But thanks to the IHSBCA and Jean Kessler and her staff for all that information for us tonight. Thanks, guys.
And, of course, glad you could be watching tonight's broadcast. However, you may be doing so via either the IHSAA Champions Network affiliate site or also on our Facebook page and, of course, on YouTube. However you may be watching, glad you could join us. And you mentioned in that rundown there the fact that Brebeuf, they're doing pretty well right now in their rankings, 4A, I believe. In the 3A competition, in the 3A rankings, rather. They're number 5, and believe it or not, they're Heritage Christian's next opponent.
Yeah, you look at that conference, though. You got Heritage Christian, Guerin Catholic, Roncalli, Covenant Christian, Heritage Christian, and Chittard in that Circle City conference. And every year, all 6 of those teams finish well in their class and does really well sectional, regional-wise. And there's been a state champion, I think, as long as I can remember. There's been a good representative of that Circle City Conference in the state tournament years and years and years.
And so definitely putting that on display here tonight, as now it will be Scecina's turn to service up the ball to start game 2 as the Heritage Christian Eagles won game 1. And also notice that you're not seeing the teams switching sides this season per IHSAA guidelines handed out before the season. Each volleyball team is going to be staying on their respective sideline as Raven Colvin kicks things off with another big kill, her 3rd of the night. But you're seeing right now here the IHSAA taking social distancing really, really seriously this season with all the new rules changes.
Well, you look where the girls are sitting. They're sitting staggered, and they're 3 to 4 feet back from each other. Really for Scecina, they need a quick start here. They need to be very competitive in this game.
Gracie Ledbetter setting up Amaya Lowry, and it's well defended by Scecina. Again, Lowry on the kill this time, and it just hits the sideline for an in and a point. Her second kill of the evening.
Lowry is a junior, and she's the only lone junior with one sophomore of Macy Ward on this Covenant Ball Club.
So a 2-0 early lead here for Heritage Christian, and it's just lobbed over by Julia White. But Heritage Christian is right there to try and set things back up as Myers tries to sneak it back over, and she does get it right there as Natalie Bolenbacher is unable to get there for the dig.
First night, I can say it's the first campfire shot that I've called all year. How about that? I'll call a lot of those through the year.
Snyder with a good serve. Sneaking it back over that time again is Molly Cox. Check that. That was Julia White on the return, and it goes just out of bounds for Heritage, and will give a point to Scecina, their first of the game. 4-1 your score.
A shout out to our good friend Anthony Gawley and Eric Eaton as they had a game scheduled tonight. That game was canceled. Thanks, fellas, for checking in, and thanks for watching tonight.
Colvin's kill attempt is well defended by Scecina, and on the return, and that's a decent shot by Abby McCoy, and that will go down as her 36th kill of the season. And she is one of two competitive sophomores on this Crusader squad. And now you'll have the senior Mallory Cox serving it up to Heritage. Here comes Colvin. And Colvin does Colvin things. Her fourth kill of the night.
She's a good find. She just all what she did off season improved her serving because she was not very consistent, and she's got that down pat this year as well.
She now has 9 aces off of 43 serves coming into this contest. And there's Phillips trying it, but it goes just wide. And will go out of bounds and a point to the Crusaders.
Looks like we have a pretty nice crowd on hand here at Scecina.
And people
just want to watch sports. They just want to watch sports.
Wow, they're also doing a good job of staying socially distanced as well. The IHSAA limiting crowd capacities to just 250 people per grandstand this season. And so now we have a whistle.
Net violation on Scecina.
And so that's going to be a point to Heritage. 5-3 to score. And now we'll see Raven Colvin try to use that new and improved serve that she worked on all offseason. And so far she has done very well with it. And it's a blazing serve into the backcourt, but well fielded by the Crusaders. And right there is Abby Menon along with Lowry to get the block. Actually, that was Snyder in on the block. So give Snyder and Menon both assisted blocks on the night, their first. And here comes Colvin again. And trying to set up Abby McCoy are the Crusaders, but it's just tipped out of bounds, and it's going to be a point to the Crusaders.
You see them a little bit more relaxed this game, Kurt, than they did in game number one. You get the number one team in the state, I'm sure that will make you a little tense.
Well, that seems to be the trend here for the Eagles. They kind of play a little bit more competitive in game 3. That's certainly how they were in their season opener. A long rally here for both teams as Colvin eases it back over the net. And the Crusaders unable to get the setup, and now there's going to be a net violation. And we'll see who they give the point to. It's going to go to Heritage. And so we'll now have a substitution for Heritage, as checking into the ball game will be Abby Himes, the senior.
Now, this is the first time I've seen Abby play. It would be very interesting what she does here.
And Himes called on it to serve the ball, and she gets it over the net with ease. And it's served right back over the net, though, and Ledbetter is unable to get the easy dig.
Coach K has played everybody but Marcy Ward now. Very interesting. You got that big, deep bench.
Serving it up now is the sophomore McCoy. And just trying to sneak it back over the net was McDonald, but unable to face the blocking action of Maggie Ledbetter there along the net. And it's a point to Heritage Christian. So Elizabeth Phillips serving it up now, has yet to record an ace this season. And high into the rafters goes the ball as Scecina is able to easily volley it back over. And on the attempted kill is Menon, but unable to get that back over. Hard into the net is Ledbetter. It gets tipped up at the net and controlled by Scecina. The floater
nice.
back over. And there's Menon again. And again, Scecina's right there. A long rally here. Across court, Colvin from the backcourt.
Nice.
And it just goes wide. So that's going to be a point to Scecina. Actually, it looked like Phillips there on the return.
Tell you what, the good backdoor play there by Heritage Christian just didn't go well. But I tell you what, I like the aggressive play Heritage Christian Scecina's putting on here.
Kelsey Lincoln called back on to serve the ball up for Scecina. And there's Myers with a big windup, and it's easily blocked there by Scecina, but Menon there to put it back over. And the Crusaders, on a big lack of communication right there, simply let the ball fall to the floor, and a costly point goes to Heritage Christian, as we'll see Colvin check back into the ball game on the free sub from the libero. And Gracie Ledbetter with a good serve, unable to dig it well as Scecina, and it results in a big point for the Eagles. And so that goes down as an ace in the books. And give Gracie Ledbetter now her sixth ace of the season and her second so far tonight.
Now, if you're a Heritage Christian, what you want to do is try to extend this.
With a 4-point advantage, and there's an easy block there, both by Colvin and Myers. And Colvin and Myers standing at 5'10" and over 6 foot right there. That's pretty hard to hit back across on.
I would say so, yes.
So you've got Myers with an assisted block as well as Colvin. Colvin now has 19 blocks on the year. And a dig up there by Phillips. And Heritage able to slip that back over the net.
Go deep. There you go. Watch
Setting up Colvin. And Colvin unable to get all of her hand on it. And Scecina able to easily field it, but going to be a double hit rather. It's going to go back to a point for Heritage Christian.
Again, what Scecina's doing is forcing Heritage to play from the deep end, but they're really handling the challenge very, very well.
A lot of unforced errors being committed by Scecina tonight. 12-6 the score. 2 blocks in a row by the Heritage front line results in another point.
Also, Kurt, if you notice that Scecina is at the 10-foot mark, Scecina is just sitting there and waiting for the ball, and Heritage Christian has read that. They'll either play short. Once you come up to the 10-foot mark, they'll go back in the back row. Excellent.
Ledbetter serves it up to the back line. Colvin with a big, hard hit right at Allison Daves, and she's unable to dig that one, and it goes out of bounds.
And that's what I meant right there, because they put everything up, and they went right back to the 10-foot mark, extended.
5 confirmed kills now for Raven Colvin tonight. And there's a long serve that goes out of bounds, and a point to Scecina. 14-7 or 14-8 the score now. No, 14-7 the correct score. And so coming on to serve now will be the freshman again, Natalie Bullenbacher. And her serve goes right into the net, 15-7 now. So Heritage Christian leading this match so far 1-0. Easily taking control of that first game by a score of 25-10. Many points combined both by Colvin and Amaya Lowry, along with some help from Elizabeth Phillips. Ledbetter sets up Phillips from the backcourt. And it's easily defended by Scecina, but so is also by Heritage Christian with a combined block by Amaya Lowry and Colvin. And that is going to be Lowry's first recorded block of the night and Colvin's third. So Raven Colvin having another outstanding night, 3 blocks along with 5 kills. Tipping it right over the blockers is Scecina, returning it Myers. And slipping it back over McDonald. Ledbetter setting up Myers. She winds up and lets it fly, and it is controlled in the backcourt by Kelsey Lincoln.
Good job by Snyder finding that ball and setting that ball.
And the attack sails out of bounds there by Mallory Cox.
So well. So well.
So some clean volleyball being played right now here, though Heritage just a little bit cleaner with that 10-point advantage.
Going deep.
Bolenbacher setting up White. And now Myers on the return. There's a block from White. And now Snyder will try to attack along the sideline, but it slips out of bounds. So 2 points in a row here for Scecina. 17-8 the score, as we'll see a substitution. And it'll be Abby McCoy, the sophomore, checking back in. And so we saw Sierra Lathrop getting some action there, the sophomore, her first of the night. Not seeing a whole lot of action so far this season for Scecina. And Julia White sneaks it back over for the Crusaders. And there was Myers on the big return. And Myers will try it again. It goes into the net that time. And a point to Scecina yet again.
That set was not exactly where it needed to be. That she hit it on the downward throat. You got to look at get a little bit more communication.
Mallory Cox continuing to serve. Ledbetter with the dig. And setting up Amaya Lowry right up the middle. And she has an easy kill. So that is her third of the night. And her sixth on the year. She has doubled up the number of kills so far she's seen this season.
Pretty impressive, huh?
Having a good game is Amaya Lowry.
Oh, that's far high.
So Lincoln will put it back over and go out of bounds. Another 10-point advantage and a timeout called by the Crusaders. And a much-needed timeout as well. And we'll take a timeout. More action coming up next on Indiana SRN.
There's no greater anti-poverty measure than to give a person a job. That helps them start to change that trajectory.
Morales Group is a full-service staffing company that provides temporary labor in the Indianapolis, Central Indiana market.
It was a challenge that was given by my father. He wanted me to give back much more than I had been. Then I realized that when he said more, he wanted me to see how I could give more. And it wasn't just in money, but in time and in services. And that's how the Morales Group was created.
I started off at Morales Group as an intern. I interned for 3 years before going on full-time staff here. What I love most about Morales Group is that big family aspect. I come from a big family in Mexico, and since the company is continuously growing, I feel like there's always a new member of the family that I get to know.
We're willing to give. We're willing to serve others, and we're not expecting something in return.
Come talk to us. We would love to work with you.
Immediately back to the action here on Indiana SRN, and it is a point to Heritage Christian there. It's now 20-9 your score on the service. And the return, Scecina able to get it right back as well. It is now 20-10.
Numbers for Heritage Christian is in pretty good shape with 10-point lead here. Now if you're Scecina, you just want to keep this kind of going.
And, of course, what do you tell a team that's down 2-0, presumably here after this contest is over?
You just got to keep working. You cannot give up. This is, now you prepare for other things, but you just try to win little situations.
Colvin on the return, easily fielded inside there by Scecina, and on the return. And there's Lowry right there again. And Lowry, one of those players for the Eagles that's just able to just come out of nowhere and make plays happen.
And she's played well the last 3 games that they've played. You mentioned the Franklin Central game. It came out of nowhere. Was not on our radar. She's doing pretty well. Oh, nice.
And Colvin with a nifty serve that just grazes the net, but somehow the Crusaders are able to get it back over. And Lowry will lob it back over herself. and save it for the next possession. But that next possession doesn't come as the Crusaders are able to slip it over and get a point. So still a 10-point advantage here, though, for the Eagles. And serving the ball up now, we were going to see Allison Daves. And that's going to be an ace in the book.
Phelps needs to set the setter that time. He's got to get that ball up in the air. Let Snyder do what she does well. She tried to do that too much.
The first ace tonight now there for Dave. She has 5 so far this season on 39 total serving attempts coming into this ball game. And there's a hard return there by Phillips. And that is going to be Phillips' first kill of the night.
Don't want to wake her up.
And so now Amaya Lowry being brought on to serve yet again. And that time the service goes just off to the left and out of bounds. So the Crusaders still trying to nurse it back from a 10-point deficit. And McCoy, the sophomore, sending it back over. Phillips with a hard hit into the net, but over. And on the return is Cox. Phillips tries again, and this time it goes down.
Took a different approach there. And now you're 2 points away from making a dominating dent in this game.
Heritage already leads this match 1-0. And Phillips with the blazing serve gets it back over to the Crusaders. Myers with a hard hit inside.
Wow. Tell you what, when you have a setter that can just put it in the sweet spot, you got to be smiling.
And now Myers with 2 kills so far this evening. She only had 4 coming into this ball game. And it is now game point. Into the net goes the ball, and into the scorer's column goes Heritage Christian, and it is now 2-0 in this match, and Heritage Christian making easy work so far of the Crusaders. We'll take a timeout. When we come back, Game 3 coming up next, right here on Heritage Christian Volleyball, presented by Indiana SRN.
Hello, my name is Sean Kroll, and I've been a part of the Indiana SRN family for the last 9 years. Last year, we streamed a record 326 sporting events around Central Indiana. All the other guys broadcast basketball and football, but we at Indiana SRN also air volleyball, softball, baseball, and even golf. But we need your help. To continue our mission, please help us by contacting Coach at indianasrn.org. Indiana SRN, where you're always in the game.
Burtner Electric Incorporated has been proudly serving our residential and commercial customers with quality electrical repair for over 33 years. We are fully licensed and insured in electrical wiring and electrician service packages. You'll receive a competitive assessment, whether you're a homeowner or a business owner, first-time or long-time customer. We offer free estimates for any new project. Call our licensed and experienced electricians today.
Can still sing.
If you missed the first 2 nights of this contest, or the first 2 games of this contest, don't worry. Just make sure to click the subscribe button on our YouTube channel. Just click the red button at Indiana SRN and get all of our Indiana SRN content on demand whenever you want it. Just check out our YouTube channel at Indiana SRN. And of course, you can catch this game, but also many other games that we are hopeful to bring you as this season progresses.
Let's take a look at our schedule. Thursday, Buff at Heritage Christian. That is a 7 o'clock start right here on Indiana SRN. Friday night, Covenant Christian taking on Rushville. Southport is not playing. Perry Meridian and Decatur Central. Garing Catholic is not playing this seating. Scecina Speedway, Mount Vernon, Richmond, Frontier, and North White. as our football games, and 2 games on Saturday, Heritage Christian and Shenandoah, and Christmas Addicts taking on Gary West.
And so we apologize here for the technical difficulties we're experiencing right now here as we are broadcasting this game remotely here. And, of course, it's just one of those things where just got to roll with the punches as we go along here. But still, so far, been an interesting game so far for Heritage Christian, pretty much doing whatever they can as they normally do to try and get this game all over and away with. Of course, they are up 2-0, and they have made pretty good work so far of the Crusaders.
Yeah, they have, and Heritage Christian ranked number 1 in the state of Indiana in 2A. Just plays in a dominating force as we're back on our picture there.
And so there
good job by our cameraman and our producer.
Everybody behind the scenes here at Indiana SRN does a fantastic job getting everything set up, and of course, they've done a fantastic job just trying to work through all of these tough times. Getting this remote rig set up here for us and everything as well. It's hard. It's a hard time right now with this coronavirus pandemic, and sometimes you just got to roll with the punches, however they happen and however they come.
Consider, and I'll just speak for the whole entire staff. The CEO Jerry Collins puts hours upon hours. Today we put a couple 100 miles on our cars today, just get ready for Friday nights and Thursday's game, and the technology. That's why we call him the Wizard, because he is very good at what he does, and we're very excited about having you with us tonight.
And of course, with everybody being good at what they do as well, Heritage Christian going to be trying to serving it back over here, and this time they are unable to get it into the net there, and it is going to be a point for Scecina. So Scecina now with their first lead of the contest. And so now it's going to be another point for Scecina. 2-0 now the score. And so Scecina showing a little bit of moxie here. And there's Raven Colvin stopping the rally. So it's now a 2-1 ball game.
So if you're Scecina, you feel pretty good right now. But now you have to play the defense, and this is where Heritage Christian will really get you, because they're tall. They have their killers in the lineup.
And so now serving up the ball is Heritage. And back over tries the Crusaders, but it goes into the net and down, and a point for Heritage Christian. So they've tied it back up now, have the Eagles. And serving back over now are Heritage Christian. And on the attempted attack there is Abby McCoy, the sophomore. And setting it up now. And right there is Allison Daves to try and keep the rally alive for the Crusaders. But there's Lowry with a try on the attack. And Lowry floats it back over and gets it to fall.
Just
And there's the serve. And a block by Lowry and Colvin. And so serving it back up again now, Heritage Christian. On the return. And Kelsey Lincoln tries to get it there, but Colvin with another big attack. And it goes just out of bounds off of the back line. So 4-3, a tight game here. And we have a whistle, and it's a double hit. And so that's now a 5-3 ball game in favor of Heritage Christian. And there's another whistle. It's going to be a net violation on Heritage Christian, and it's going to be a point for Scecina. 5-4 the score. And so we're going to have Daves on the service here, the sophomore. So far with 5 aces coming into this season, and has one tonight to make that 6. And there's Phillips with a big attack, and it's going to fall to the ground and give the point there to Phillips. And so now we'll have Colvin on the serve. 6-4 the score. And on the return are the Crusaders. And so that'll be a point back. And so now Scecina keeping this game a lot more competitive than the previous two.
Yeah, and if you're Heritage Christian, you just need to put this thing away.
And there's Menon with a big kill. And so Menon kind of had a quiet night. She had a pretty good game early on.
Mm-hmm.
And then was kind of quieted down a little bit there in that second game. And you really want to try and see if you can get her going. And so once again, we have Abby Himes checking into the ball game, the senior, and she gets an ace. The senior, who doesn't see a whole lot of playing time on this squad, but being called up here right now, and she's coming in hot right now with this serve. And into the net goes that ball.
There's those unforced turnovers that Scecina cannot afford to do.
Ava Frank there with that return that goes into the net. So another big point there for Heritage. And that ball goes into the net. So that's now a 9-6 ball game. And Heritage on the serve. Cox on the return. And it falls for her. Kelsey Lincoln now gets it across. And Colvin, actually that's Phillips there on the return, and she gets the kill. And on the service, there's Myers, and she's able to get it back across, and another point for Heritage. So Heritage starting now to extend the lead a little bit here. They've doubled up on the Crusaders. And on the return there is Julia White. And there's an attack from Menon. It's blocked out of bounds. Welcome back again. We apologize for the technical difficulties. And so far, Heritage well in control of this game right now. And they lead this game at 2-0.
14-8.
And we have a score of 14-8 in favor of Heritage. So on the dig, in return here by Myers, it goes just long and out of play. And so Heritage still just trying to putz right along here to try and just put this match away. They can do so by winning this third game. And Colvin, once again, doing Colvin things.
You know, she's been probably the dominating player tonight, but I tell you what, Phillips has done a nice job. Myers has done a nice job. Ledbetter it's just a team effort. And who do you stop in this team with all the seniors and the experience that this team has?
7 kills now for Raven Colvin. And there was Lincoln on the return. And hitting into the block is Myers, and it goes out of play for a point to Heritage. So Heritage now has 10 points left, separating them between a victory and right now. And Cox with a big hit, and that's going to just save it, and that's going to be a dig error on Heritage Christian, a point to Scecina.
Great pancake by Phillips. They just couldn't get the ball back up to play.
And so Julia White with that big hit right at the net. Only 8 kills on the season coming into this one for White, and she'll take a seat. And there's a interesting serve there. And on the return, setting up Myers. Actually, that's going to be Lowry on the return. Her 6th kill of the night. She's having a career day. And so 17-10 the score right now, and Heritage can put this thing away.
Just dominating tonight.
And on the service there was Maggie Ledbetter. And Ledbetter going to go down with the 4 hits on the other side for Scecina. Another big point. And a timeout going to be called by Scecina as well. And so it'll be 2-0 a lead here for Heritage Christian. 18-10 the score. And now if you're Heritage, you're just going to try and just put this thing on cruise control. Well, not too much on cruise control, but nonetheless, you have a pretty good cushion here to try and put this game away.
Yeah, because now all of a sudden you got to finish this one, and then you got tomorrow off to prepare for Buff, which is going to be a tough match as well. So, Heritage Christian, I thought coming in should have handled this pretty well. They have done that. And everybody's played except the young sophomore. So it's been a very interesting night. They will be back full strength, I do believe, on Thursday when the Hickey girls come back. Paige, Hickey, and Kendall are very dominant players as well. So this team is just loaded from top to bottom. That's why they're ranked number 1 in 2A, and they're going to be a tough out at the tournament.
And they could be poised to be on the road to another state championship, which they were successful at completing just last year. And Colvin puts it into the net, and that's going to be a point for Scecina. And so 18-11 now. And you're going to have Allison Daves on the service here. And an easy dig, and Lowry there with a big hit, and it just tips right in front of Mallory Cox going for the dig. And another point, and now Heritage Christian can really try and have an opportunity to put this one away. 20-11 your score. 19-11, excuse me.
They tried everything tonight, Kurt, to put them high, low, and Heritage just has responded. And there's that first turnover for Raven.
And so Raven Colvin trying to do a little bit of a lob serve there on that one, but it goes into the net. And so Scecina still with another opportunity here as Abby McCoy puts it across the net. On the back, Abby Menon on the return. And a quick return there by Phillips, and it pays off. It goes out of bounds.
So now you're 5 points away. And look who's serving again. The senior comes back on the floor.
Abby Himes.
She's played a lot of times today.
And all the time she's been on the floor, it's all for the service, and she has an ace to her name so far tonight. And now we have a whistle. It's going to be a net violation on Scecina, giving a point to the Eagles. And Abby Himes again going to put up the service. And that one was going out of bounds, but it was dug by Mallory Cox. And Abby Menon with a big kill right there. And Menon been more of a utility player that you've seen tonight with the blocks as well as the setting, but 2 kills and a block so far tonight.
Very good point.
3 points away from a match victory here are the Eagles.
Oh.
Doug and Menon once again tries to put it away. And Cox's return goes long.
It was almost like a free ball for them, and it just didn't deliver. Now you're just 2 away. Heritage Christian will remain undefeated for the season.
Abby Himes serving 23-12. And the return with a hard hit by Phillips. And it goes down and in bounds. And that's going to be 4 kills now for Elizabeth Phillips. And we now have match point. So Abby Himes leading the team down the stretch here as she serves match point. It goes up at the net and out of bounds, and that'll do it. So your final score tonight, straight set victory for Heritage Christian, 3-0. Abby Himes bringing it home for the Eagles, and another dominating win for this Heritage Christian ball club.
25-10, 25-13, 25-12 if you're keeping score at home. They did a nice job. It came in. They were very much favorite. So you come in and you try to finish this through very quickly. But congratulations, Scecina. You know, they have lots of things to improve on. But Scecina has played very, very well here at Lake. Don't give up on the Crusaders. It's going to be a great year, and I think Heritage Christian is looking forward to playing Brebeuf.
And then so now, out of all of the games so far, they've had a lot of straight set victories. They now will go on to face Brebeuf, the 5th-ranked team in Class 3A. Well, that'll pretty much do it for us here at Indiana SRN. Thank you so much for tuning into tonight's contest. Once again, a straight set victory for the Eagles. For Keith Myers, I'm Kurt Darling, and everybody here at Indiana SRN saying so long till next time. You've been watching Heritage Christian Volleyball powered by Indiana SRN.